All right, if you all would, please, we're going to do something right now. We're going to resume. Let's give the people who created all this great food a round of applause. Would you please give the caterers a round of applause? I hadn't had any bologna, I'm sorry. Since I was a little boy, they took me back to, they took me back with the bologna, I'm sorry. The alligator syrup, fluffy biscuits, wow. Well, I don't know, it's nothing but sleep now for me as I try to keep you all up. But this is truly a special time, and we're about to witness something very special. We have our keynote speaker who is online. Because of movement and all of that, he's not going to be here personally or video, but we will hear his voice. But more importantly, we will feel his spirit, because that's what we honor, the spirit of the Tuskegee Airmen. And so I'm going to ask that the chairman of the Friends of the Tuskegee Airmen National Historic Site, Inc., come and introduce to you, present to us, the keynote speaker for today, Colonel Palmer Sullins, Chairman.
Thank you very much, and thanks to all of you for coming and witnessing this great occasion. Our guest speaker was born in June of 1925, June 8, 1925, in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. He is a retired officer pilot. He graduated high school in 1942 and wanted to join the military because of his older brother, who had joined the Navy in 1941. When he joined the Army in 1943, the U.S. military was segregated. He faced discrimination from his Army commanders. In 1943, he was 17 years old when he joined the Army. That same year, he began training to fly in Tuskegee. He graduated in 1944, second lieutenant, and became a member of the United States Army Air Corps. He was qualified to fly single-engine airplanes and was sent to Waterboro Army Airfield in South Carolina to train to fly in combat. He completed the combat training in 1945 and was sent to Ramitelli, Italy, where he was one of 450 Tuskegee Airmen who actually were deployed overseas. He flew 21 combat missions over Germany in 1945. The majority of his missions were escorting the bombers to their targets with the 99th Pursuit Squadron. He's a red tail. After World War II, he went to school in New York University School of Engineering and Sciences until 1948. He wanted to be an engineer and did not have any intention of making the Air Force a career. However, in 1948, he was recalled and sent to Keesler Air Force Base in Mississippi. He was later sent to Guam, and he served with the 19th Bomber Group, then on to Kandina Air Base in Okinawa, where he flew B-29 bombers and piloted 45 combat missions over Korea. After the war, Hardy came back to Tuskegee to train pilots. He also flew 70 pilot missions in the C-119 gunship in the Vietnam War. These missions were usually at night, using infrared methods to destroy the North Vietnamese supply routes and convoy routes coming from Laos and Cambodia. His honors and awards are amazing. He has the Air Medal, he's awarded the Air Medal, Commendation Medal with one oak leaf cluster, Distinguished Flying Cross with Valor, the Florida Veterans Hall of Fame he's been inducted into, Congressional Gold Medal in 2007 by President George Bush. Bachelor of Science degree in Electrical Engineering from Arizona State University. A Master of Science degree in Science Engineering and Reliability from the United States Air Force Institute of Technology. And lastly but not least, honorary doctorate degree in Public Administration of the Public Service, that is, from Tuskegee University. Would you please put your hands together and help us to welcome our guest speaker today, Lieutenant Colonel George Hardy.
Okay, they can hear you.
Okay, thanks so much. I appreciate that. I'm sorry I'm not there, but I'm having some medical problems, and I see the doctor tomorrow and next week, hopefully to clear those up. And that's very important for me for another reason. I still want to travel to spread the word of the Tuskegee Airmen. And such a wonderful group it was. But the years have gone by, and I'm not sure how many I have left. I turned 98 last June, and have another birthday coming next year. However, what I'm looking forward to is traveling to the World War II Museum on the 20th of this month. I've been invited down there for a special occasion. I don't know how many of you have seen these Holocaust or figures on the stage, but a year ago, the World War II Museum sent me to Hollywood to film a segment on the Tuskegee Airmen, and I was selected to be in it. That was done a year ago. The figure, it takes a long time to put those figures together to sit on the stage where you can respond to questions and asked by the people who are watching you, the figures that are on the stage. And it's supposed to open the 20th of March, and I've been invited to see it. Now, so Voices from the Past is what this new exhibits are going to be. There are a number of them, and the Tuskegee Airmen exhibit is just one of them. So it'll be opening on the 20th, and I feel honored to have been selected to be in it. But when you talk about me being selected, I was one of the younger pilots overseas. I got there at the end and flew 21 combat missions. But I was selected because there weren't many of us left. In fact, as far as I know, there's just Harry Stewart and myself. And so I just feel honored to have participated in that. And it opens on the 20th of March, and all of you who have the opportunity, I hope you can get to see it. I have not seen the final product yet, but that will be on the 20th of March, to let you know. But getting back to Tuskegee Airmen and my career with them, I did not intend to go into the military when I grew up. In fact, when I was 16 and 17, I was a skinny kid, underweight. But then when my brother went into the Navy in 1941, then I thought for the military for the first time. And the first real chance I had to go was in 43 when I was still 17. But it was a quick pass to flying training. And so suddenly I turned 18. I took the test in March of 43, St. Patrick's Day. I passed, and when I turned 18 in June, I was on my way. And that was in July 43, I went into the service. September 44, I graduated as a pilot from Tuskegee Army Airfield. And what a wonderful day that was. In fact, one of the odd things about it was I still had never driven an automobile. But I went on to fly the P-47 at Waldoboro and fly the P-51 and with the group, the 99th Fighter Squadron in Italy. What a wonderful group of guys, the Red Tails. Anyway, I did have a full military career. And what a wonderful time. And I went in the service as a high school kid in 43. And by the time I graduated from the service in 71, during my time in the service, people said, you did so much for your country. But I look back and say, my country did so much for me. I went in as out of high school, went 1 year at NYU, and during my time in the service later, the service put me through school to become a Bachelor of Science degree in electrical engineering. And then 5 years later, the graduate school for Master of Science in Systems Engineering. And who could ask for anything better than that? So what I say is, I love this country. I love the Tuskegee Airmen. And I had such a wonderful time with them. They were a great group of guys. And so you folks who are there at this meeting, I'm sorry that I could not be there with you. But as you get older, things happen. But I still look back and feel how wonderful life was to me. And I wish I could hug each of you. Thank you so much.
Let's give him a wonderful, but we can do better than that. I want him to hear it all the way. Come on. Come on, let's give him a round of applause. They're standing up for you, Colonel. I want you to know that you're getting a standing ovation.
Well, thanks so much. Thanks so much.
One of the things we want to thank you all so much. One of the things before you go, we have a special presentation. We wanted to do it in person, obviously, so we're not able to do that. But we want you to feel the love, appreciation, and admiration that we have for you and all of the Tuskegee Airmen. I'm going to bring forth one of the people who was instrumental in getting the Tuskegee Airmen site to come to fruition. He's the former senator of the 28th District of Alabama in the person of Senator George Clay. He will make the presentation now.
Well, good morning, everyone. It's a high honor for me to be here today to present this plaque to Lieutenant Colonel George Hardy for spending time with us today and telling us just another couple of stories about the great Tuskegee Airmen. On behalf of the Friends of Tuskegee Airmen, we present to Lieutenant Colonel George Hardy our 5th annual Tuskegee Airmen Day Commemoration Speaker Award. And of course, given by the Friends of Tuskegee Airmen National Historic Site Incorporated this March 7th, 2024. Now, I wish you were here, Colonel Hardy, so that I could put this in your hand. I'd like to see you. I'd like to see you. I'm an old soldier, too. And so not always like to see another old soldier. I'm going to put this award in the hands of Miss Rosemary Taylor, who is very dependable and reliable, and she will see to it that you get this in good order. And we want to thank you again for speaking with us today.
Let's give him a round of applause. All right, Colonel Hardy, you can say something in response, and then we're going to let you go, sir.
Okay. I want to say thanks so much. And I want to rub my eyes. I want to shed a tear for the group there. I wish I could be there where I could hug each of you. You know, when I go back to Dr. Tuskegee, we had a wonderful relationship, the guys who went through that. We depended on each other, and we worked together. And it was just wonderful, wonderful life at Tuskegee. We know we faced various things, but we faced them bravely. And many of us succeeded and became pilots at Tuskegee. What a wonderful life we had before us. And we thank God for providing us with the opportunity at that time. And so I want to say again, I'm sorry that I'm not there, but some of us are getting older, and health can stand in the way now and then, and we've got to watch it closely. So then again, thanks so much for the honor and the presentation today.
Thank you, and thanks you, Lieutenant Colonel George Hardy. And I want you to know that each of us here send our love and prayers to you as you continue to traverse this universe and this country. May God keep you and be with you. And always, as I say on my radio show, remember these two words. Remember that I love you with a perfect love. But more importantly, remember this. You got the power. Okay, thank you much.
I love you.
All right. All right, let's give Colonel Hardy another round of applause.